Hey, good morning, everybody. What's up? We just wanted to check in with you this morning on this week's Collide Coconut Point Huddle and touch base on a couple things. Last week was just a great week, man. I was so excited to see those guys jump in, especially for our guys who were there for week 2, beginning to serve already. And even one of the cool wins out of last week was even just several of them sharing how they are interested in not only serving with us at Collide on Wednesdays, but specifically about their willingness to jump in and serve at our outreach event at Pueblo Bonito this coming weekend. And so, man, I just am so excited about that. For the 4 new students who were there last week as well, excited for them. And I just appreciate you guys. I could see even the difference between week 1 when we were kind of a little overwhelmed by the number of new students to week 2 where you guys were leaning in and building relationships, remembering names. And that's such a helpful thing. I think just for those guys to feel known as we're raising them up and encouraging them, that whole idea of helping them to feel known from week 1 is so huge. And so thanks for that. Thanks for leaning into that, for learning and learning more about them, reaching out to them relationally. And I just appreciate that. Just a couple details to remind you again about, as we mentioned last week, we're going to huddle up at 6:25. We should be on track this week for some mentor training. So would love for you guys to be a part of that from 6:25 to that 6:35, 6:40. We'll be ready to run at 6:40. I'm going to finalize a couple of details about how we use our time and time management things today with the guys here at Central so that we can be the most effective in the use of the time that we have with the students that we have. And I would say one of the things that we're going to trend toward over the next couple of weeks specifically is probably doing a little more intention, using that time between 7 and 7:25 with a little bit more intentionality. And so hopefully we'll speak a little bit more into that tomorrow night at the huddle specifically. So we'll start setting up again about 4:30 with the intent to try to be ready to run at 6 o'clock. I know that doesn't give us a huge amount of time, but hopefully it gives the worship guys a solid 25 minutes or so at least to run through what they'd like to run through, making sure all of our production stuff is good. I think it'd be a great idea for us as well if we can be ready to go production-wise by 6 o'clock with songs and things like that, so that we can actually run all the songs and all of the production pieces before we begin. And one of the other details we're working on is actually working on what kind of like a worship bumper that will help us make the transition into worship. That'll be high energy, and Chris Russo is working on some ideas for that. I think it will be a cool connect to kind of bridge that time from groups, from crews pre 7:30 into that 7:30 window. And so I'm excited about what we're going to do with that. And just excited about tomorrow night. I think it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Something is fueling transformation for these guys. I hear stories. I've heard Abel and Mina talking to me about just the anticipation. I mean, actually, one of the conversations we had last Thursday morning was one of the students who was there for the first time, I believe 2 weeks ago, going from I wasn't really sure that I even wanted to show up at the beginning to, hey, could we have Collide more than once a week? And so to go from a place where we don't even know this exists to I'm not sure I want to come to I'm missing this and want to have it more times in a week. It's just a huge win, and that happens because of God's faithfulness and His presence, His Spirit's presence. But it's also your part in this and just leading them and encouraging and loving on these kids. And so thanks so much for that, and we will look forward to tomorrow night. Let's be praying that God's going to do something pretty cool and special tomorrow as we're gathered together. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday. If you have questions or anything that you come up with that you need or that I can answer for you, let me know. I'm happy to help out. Have a great day, guys.